Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm here today with the teachers, lecturers, and students of Lapland University of Applied Sciences. Today the focus will be on the nursing and the engineering bachelor degree programs. And in the beginning, while we are waiting for people to arrive, I would like to ask our speakers to kindly introduce themselves. Marita, would you be kind enough to start? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. My name is Marita Turulin and I'm senior lecturer from Kemi campus from our future healthcare services. And Kenneth.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Marita. My name is Kenneth Karlsson. Hello, everybody. I'm representing the machine learning and data engineering degree program, and I'm part of the digital solutions group at the Rovaniemi campus. Welcome.
Thank you. Erson, can you? Thanks.
All right, it's my turn. Good afternoon, and thank you very much for the invitation, Orsi. It's always find it pleasing to talk to students, and looking forward to it. Therefore, I have also invited two students from the lab we are working. But just to give a brief introduction, I'm working as a project planner and communication coordinator at the Frostbit Software Lab, which is one of the research and development units of the Lapland University of Applied Sciences, and I'm working in the same team with Kenneth under digital solutions, and I'll let you know more later.
Great.
About our project and our work, but maybe Ahmed and Paul can say a few words as well.
Yeah, hi, I'm Paul, and I'm here as an exchange student for one semester, working on a project here for Frostbit, and yeah, usually I'm studying my bachelor's in the Netherlands, but now I'm here in Rovaniemi.
Hey, I'm Murat. I'm studying in Romania in the Bucharest Computer Science for Economics, and I'm here in the Frostbit Lab. We are working on the project with Paul together. Yeah.
Great. Later on, maybe you can tell about your project, but I think we can start with the first presentation. Kenneth, if you please start presenting. Thank you.
Okay. Erson, would you please put it on? Okay. Welcome to this presentation, and the first one is machine learning and data engineering, and me and the guys are talking you through this this part. Next, please. We have a bachelor degree in engineering, and the location is in Rovaniemi at the Arctic Circle. We have a 4-year degree program consisting of 240 ECTS, and it's a full-time studies. Partly it will be online, and the first 8 weeks at the moment they are planned to be online, but next year perhaps we'll start on campus already. And next, please. Yeah, the English program is carried out in close cooperation with Northern Industry and the business sector. We emphasize projects, and we work in really close cooperation with companies. You have a possibility to study various areas in machine learning. Programming is very important, mathematical methods also, algorithm design and data collection, and you will also learn a lot about project work, how to go through with projects, data projects and programming projects and such. You will also gain a practical expertise to help work in the challenging international operating environments. So this is the main study contents and objectives that we have. Next, please. We have some special features also. The data engineering studies are done in cooperations, and companies help us work with real problems and real projects, and we also try to work with some practical training or internships that are done in the local Lappish companies. We have a lot of industry in Kemi-Tornio area and some heavy industry there, and they are working on digitalization of their industry, and we will try to help there also. Finnish language is taught as in all our English degree programs in Lapland University of Applied Sciences, so you will gain a strong command of Finnish language with us. Foresight skills is very important for engineers also, and you know how to strengthen responsible and data-driven business. That's very important in the current times, to be able to strengthen businesses. Studies have a goal-oriented practical training and internships, and we'll make predetermined personal goals for you during your studies. That's very practical way of learning machine engineering. Next, please. What will happen after the graduation? That's something that is every student's thoughts. You could be a data engineer or a data analyst, systems expert or software architect, data management expert or consultant, or then you could start your own business and be an entrepreneur. These are a few possibilities that you have after graduating to a machine learning and data engineering degree with Lapland University of Applied Sciences. So you have a vast amount of different possibilities after graduating. Next, please. And okay, over to Erson and the guys in the lab.
Great, thank you, Kenneth. Erson, you're muted.
Yes, I had to unmute. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So I can connect it with the previous part that Kenneth was just introducing about the practical training, and that's where usually Frostbit Software Lab is a place where most of the students from Lapland University of Applied Sciences and our degree programs do their practical training. So just to give you an overview of the Frostbit Software Lab is a research development environment specialized in game and XR applications and web and mobile application and as well as data systems. The team has grown a lot recently, and in the games and XR application we are working, for example, with Unity and Unreal. We develop mostly game learning games and simulation games, visualization, 3D modeling, 2D art, graphical design, etc. And recently we are also working a lot with virtual and augmented reality projects. Whereas the web and mobile applications, we are also working with specific projects, and most of the applications we develop are related to the different organizations that are part of our projects. We have a very wide scope of implementing these two technologies, starting from forestry and rural industries, since Lapland is the forestry is very, very important in the Lapland region, but also mining industry. And then we work in built environment, tourism, as well as it is a strong component of the Lapland industry, and we work in healthcare and mobility and transport. Below I have written down a few projects from each of the teams that we have been working on, just to give you an idea of these projects and what we have been doing on them. So the first one, for example, is this digital twins. It's a 2 years project which aims to develop a digital twin or a real representation of a district heating power plant. So we are creating a realistic 3D plan of that and put it into virtual reality. So basically, since the original plant is very loud and not nice to work in there, the new trainees can practice how to operate the heating plant in virtual reality. So our team has been developing all of these 3D models using Blender and Substance Painter and other development softwares. Another project which might be very related to the machine learning and data engineering master's degree program is the Winter Sim. We are developing virtual testing solution for autonomous driving vehicles. Our team made this specific measuring station which uses lidars to collect data from the road and the cars driving, and then we embedded into the Carla software this part when we were taking 360 video to model the road. So we would create a virtual environment to test the autonomous driving vehicles. And this is an early prototype and how the project will work. The project is in the beginning and the results are still to come, but it's one of the domains that we are working as well. On the other hand, on the web and mobile team, for example, we have been developing an application which can be used for students to teach about entrepreneurship and how to start a company. And another example is the Arctory application, which is used by principals for their own professional development. So it's not an entertainment application, but it's useful for completing different tasks. Jumping back to the presentation, you can find more information about the projects that we are working on the website frostbit.fi. I'll share the link with you in the chat. Let me go back here. So yeah, I talked a lot about the technologies and we are very strong in what we do, and we have a lot of projects, but the real expertise is the ability to combine a strong team of over 40 multidisciplinary talents. And I would say that we are one of the largest research and development and innovation laboratories in Finland, but definitely the biggest one at Lapland University of Applied Sciences. And the whole project life cycle and the ability to deliver research and development projects, it's only due to the expertise of the team. And we have software engineers, game developers, 2D and 3D artists, graphical designers, user experience, user interface, service designers, data engineers, full stack developers, generalists, and audiovisual media, and list goes on and on. This means that we are able to complete any project life cycle almost as a company would do, and we are part of a university as well. In the picture on the right side, you can see some of the members of our team and the premises we're working on, and also sometimes we are playing games with each other when we have some free time as well. The last slide on my side is that to keep it short and simple is that Frostbit as a research and development laboratory is a playground for students, and for several reasons we have many exchange students coming here every year. They can have hands-on experience on all of these devices and technologies or softwares that we are using, and they, as Kenneth mentioned already, they can work in real projects from real companies. Here I have attached the project where Hungarian students were here, and they were working on a virtual reality, designing a virtual reality application for forestry machines, and Orsi can definitely share the link of the video with you in the chat. Extensive support is something that we really keep the students close, and everybody, starting from the coordinator of the lab to all of us, we help, and we are always ready to support in any tackle or anything that is on the way. It's very international. It's very international environment. We have international students and exchange students every year, but we have employees from different countries as well. And the ability to become a frost bidder. Well, as I said, the team has been growing a lot in the past couple of years, and we are always looking for different talents that can join the team. So this is also relevant to the student who complete their studies in machine learning and data engineering, that they can definitely work and be part of the Frostbit team. Here is Paul and Akmirat, so I invited them to give their own perspective and share their own experience, the project that they have been working on. So if I can ask you guys, which projects have you been working on, for example?
Sorry, Erson, to interrupt.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind to close the presentation for a while, so the viewers can see you in a bigger size, so you are visible. I mean, you can just stop streaming.
Yes, sure.
Thanks a lot. Great. Now we can see all of you clearly, and yes, go on with your question to your students.
Yes. So yeah, which project have you guys been working on?
Yeah, we're working on a project that is for the mining industry, and there we are developing a learning game, which is for the employees of the mining company to train safety situations. So it's similar to the game that you talked about before, where they are not learning in the actual plant, but they can do it in a virtual reality environment, which has lots of advantages, because there's no noise and heat, and it's just easier to learn there. So in our situation, it's about checking security features. So the players have to, for example, check that all the protective equipment, the miners are wearing all the equipment like a helmet, or that the air conditioning is working, and stuff like that.
Yeah, great. How about you, Bora?
Yeah, our part is, as Paul already said, this safety game, and we are trying to use 3D models in this in the 360-degree pictures. So we tried a new thing, and we gained many experiences in this project, and we learned how to develop a game in the Unity and how to use C# in the game development. It was pretty nice experience for me to become a project member of this Miguel project. So I really enjoyed here. Like, I learned many things.
What software have you used here that probably you didn't try before, you didn't know before?
I personally didn't know the Unity before. Like, I knew, but I didn't work it. Before. But here I learned many things about Unity and about the game production.
Okay, what is something wow that you have experienced during your exchange here when it comes to Frostbit or the whole community of Lapland UAS, for example, in working the projects?
Actually, here I shocked when I came here. Like, the guidance was very perfect. Like, there was trainees. They gave us many guidance before we start, and the equipments are perfect. The best equipments we are using.
Yeah, I also think it's great that we have access to that, so everyone has like their own powerful computer that we can use. And then, for example, like you said, we're working with 360-degree images, so we could just take a camera for that and take some test images around the campus and see how that looks in our game. So it's great to have that access, and not only to the equipment, but also to people who have knowledge about that. So we could just go to someone who has worked with this before, and he could tell us how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. We won't take much time. I think we are perfectly on our time schedule. So if you have any question later, I think Paul and Murat will be here with me, and we are happy to answer.
Yes, thank you so much. Indeed, if anyone has any questions, please write it in the chat, and we can answer to that later on. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to hear your experiences. These are all new to me as well, because it's a very fast developing area of the university. So I'm very happy for you all. I think we can.
Sorry. Technical language. If we are using too technical and sophisticated terms, we are happy to give clarification to that if there are.
Well, definitely. If anyone has any questions, no question is bad. So I didn't want to interrupt. But yeah, definitely, please feel free to ask anything that comes to your mind related to this Frostbit lab. Thank you. Okay, I think we can move on to the nursing part of our webinar. Marita, thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you. So, you can take the next picture. So we have this nursing program in our Kemi. It's located Kemi, and Kemi is the 120 kilometers from Rovaniemi to the south. Kemi is small, quiet town here by the sea. About 20,000 people living here. And we are very close to the Swedish border, only 25 kilometers there. And in our nursing program, degree is a Bachelor of Healthcare Nursing, like we say, and nursing program's duration of studies is 210 credits, and usually it takes 3.5 years to study. And until now, the studies have been full-time studies, partly online studies, of course. And usually we have been started with new students so that we all are in school during almost all the time during the first year. And now in Corona time, we of course we have this, and we are not so much in our school. And we can take the next picture. The curriculum includes basic studies, professional studies, and of course the practical training, because we are talking about nursing. And our free choice elective studies, we are used to study Finnish language, which we have 15 credits, because the Finnish language is needed in our practical training. And that's of course because the most patients are Finnish speaking and staff too. And from now on we act so that the last semester is conducted in Finnish language. It sounds very challenging, but I can tell you that many from our students can learn to speak Finnish quite quickly.
So sorry to interrupt, but can we please have the presentation on presentation mode so we can see it in the whole layout? I'm just concerned if the viewers cannot see it properly. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Marita, please go on.
Yes, thank you. So we were talking about practical training and this Finnish language. Practical training is compulsory and it's included in studies for 25 points, and it's quite a lot. It's almost 50 weeks what the students are spending in practical training. And the practical training takes place in the health centers or central hospitals, as well as in various organizations and private care facilities too. Can we take, yes. And here you can see the study contents. We used to have free choice electives, and it was 5 credits, but nowadays we use all possible credits for Finnish language studying. We can take it next. And then we have this simulation center in our school, and it's very new, very nice place. We have simulation hospital environment, and there we have a hospital ward, an intensive care unit, and operating room with all equipment we need there. And some part of the practicing we are going to do in our school, in our school hospital. And our public health nursing students and nursing students can practice with real clients, taking blood samples, making health checks and other measurements, because we have also a welfare station where we have people, living people, some people who are coming to visit our welfare station. Usually they are living people who are living nearby to Kemi. And in simulation environments, we support learning through patient simulators, computer-based simulations, simulation actors, experienced trainers, and virtual reality methods. So we try to give to the students very good environments to practice. And yes, we have we say it's a home environment too, which is available for training among other things. And in simulations we can also be used in distance learning, so that the student or some of the students are not in school, but they can follow the simulation at home. And then we have this remote and digital services in nursing, and we have all the necessary equipments for training in our welfare station. And about this Finnish language, why we are using Finnish language so from the beginning your studies, because our patients in hospitals, they are of course Finnish speaking people, but we start studying in English, and we facilitate language in learning, so we mix Finnish and English speaking to students when we are practicing in school. and I can tell you that students love it because they get to know each other and learn more from each other. And because our nursing school is small, there are only few teachers, and these teachers will soon become familiar to the students, and in the feedback that students give us, say that our teachers are friendly and they can be easily contacted. And now we have this additional application going. So if somebody is interested, so I did put our address in study info, where you can find the order for this additional application.
Yes, we already shared the link with our viewers, so you may find more information about the application there.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Marita, may I have a question?
Yes.
It's actually about the application procedure, because it might be my missing knowledge, but some universities in Finland or University of Applied Sciences require Finnish language knowledge when applying. But what is the case with Lapland University of Applied Sciences? Do you need the applicants to speak Finnish?
No, they don't have to speak Finnish, but they have to be motivated to learn to speak Finnish.
Yes, exactly. Okay.
Yes.
Well, to my experience with learning Finnish, it was surprisingly easier because the Hungarian language is similar in the grammar, in the structuring, and some words are the same, and there are many similarities. So it was a fun experience to learn Finnish. And one day I just noticed that I understand everything around me. So even when my classmates were not able to understand anything at that point after half year. So I completely encourage everyone who is thinking of becoming a nurse to not to get scared of this challenge, because it's just an asset. And as Marita said, everyone is actually enjoying this journey, and I believe it's a really good thing to mix the Finnish and international students, so they can share their culture. So it's a very multicultural environment, and definitely. I have also one more question, and it's actually about the career opportunities. If you have any sort of statistic regarding, how many nurses are needed, or is it a very popular profession, or is it a profession that lacks Finland, that Finland is lacking? So how about the employability rate? I mean, is it easy to find a job with this degree?
Yes, very easy, because we have very lot of or lack of nursing nowadays, and it's coming worse all the time. Everywhere in Finland we are going to need more nurses or healthcare personnel. So you all who are interested, so you are so warmly welcome to start studying with us. And of course we hope that you stay then here in Finland and like to work here too. And I can say that wages are not the highest wages in the world, but you can manage with that. I by myself, I have been working as a nurse over 20 years in ICU, intensive care unit, and I like that job very much.
That's wonderful that you have been actually working on the field that much. So now you are sharing your knowledge and experience. I think that's something that is true for the whole Lapland University of Applied Sciences, that the lecturers and teachers are professionals of their fields, and it makes it very motivating for students to learn. Thank you.
Yes, and I can tell you that I have several colleagues who are working as nurses before teaching career.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so now I was actually about to say thank you, and now I will do my part of this webinar, where I will be speaking in Hungarian. So sorry for my speakers who are here that they do not speak Hungarian, but now it's our time to shine. And I will be sharing a bit of information about why to study in Finland. But in the meanwhile, since they are kind enough to wait for the end of the webinar, if anyone has any questions, we will be answering them in the end of my presentation. Thank you. Oh, sorry, we have a quote here. I almost missed it. Thank you. Okay. So, okay, now I have to switch the language, sorry. Igen, akkor most már magyarul beszélek. Tanulj tovább Lapföldön. 10+1 ok, miért Finnországban tanulj tovább. Mindig szeretem ezzel kezdeni, mert amikor nekiállok egy ilyen prezentációt készíteni, akkor először is szeretem bemutatni a finn oktatást és a finn oktatási rendszert, mert ők valóban világszínvonalú, és ez szerintem a legnagyobb indok, amiért Finnországban érdemes gondolkodni, mert ahogy azt a résztvevő hallgatók is említették, kiemelkedő hallgatói szolgáltatásokat nyújtanak, és tényleg mentorálják a hallgatókat is. A további indokok körülbelül az első ponthoz is kapcsolódhatók, mert az ingyenes oktatás és a hallgatói kedvezmények is annak köszönhető, hogy Finnországban egy igazán jól összetett és jól átgondolt rendszer van. És igen, tehát magyarok számára is ingyenes az oktatás, és a hallgatói kedvezmények alatt pedig azt értem, hogy egy student card, tehát egy diák igazolvány megvásárlása után nagyon sok kedvezményhez juthatok, a kávézóktól elkezdve a boltokon át mindenhol a közlekedésben, úgyhogy hallgatónak lenni megéri. Egy biztonságos ország Finnország, itt abszolút nem lopnak, ott hagyod a laptopodat az egyetem közepén, senki nem nyúl hozzá, még hogyha másnap reggel is mész vissza érte, és tényleg nagyon egymás segítő ország, tehát hogyha segítőek az emberek, hogyha bármi baj van, lerobbansz az autóval az útszélén, 4-en megállnak és segítenek, tehát nagyon odafigyelnek egymásra, kifejezetten Lapföldön. Magas az életszínvonal, és modern funkcionalitás jellemzi az életstílust, mondhatni, mert valóban mindennek megvan a maga funkciója, tehát ez a minimalista életmód, ez jellemző a finnekre, de egyben tényleg minden megvan, amire szükséged van, és nagyon jó minőségűek az ételek, a víz valóban a legtisztább szerintem Európában, úgyhogy ez is egy indok. Igen, már említettem a kiemelkedő hallgatói szolgáltatásokat, de most egy ilyen apró részletet mutatnék be, a menzát, amit szerintem akárki, aki volt kint Finnországban egy egyetemen, az tényleg mámoros emlékekkel, de az, hogy milyen finom ebédeket lehet enni finn menzákon, egyetemi menzákon, és ráadásul 2,5 euróért, az szerintem fantasztikus, mert ugye ezt is az állam támogatja, egy bizonyos részét az állam fizeti. És a tanulói környezetre is nagyon odafigyelnek, láttátok már az előző képeken is, hogy nagyon, nagyon modernek a bútorok, nagyon, nagyon jól felszereltek, tehát eszközökkel felszereltek, és ez is hozzájárul ahhoz, hogy egy motivált tanulókörnyezetben tanulhass. Igen, tehát gyönyörű a természet, rengeteg utazási lehetőség is van, ebben most nem is megyek bele, mert ez az egyik kedvenc témaköröm, de majd talán egy külön epizódban. Munkalehetőségek is vannak, nyilván így a Covid alatt kevesebb, mint mindenhol a világon, de Lapföldön egyébként temérdek munkalehetőség van, ugye ott nagyon sok a turisztikai cég, és ahogy mondták az előadóink is, hogy a cégekkel való szoros együttműködés révén is tudnak segíteni és karrierlehetőséget ajánlani a hallgatóknak. Lehet hallgatói támogatást igényelni a kell a társadalombiztosítótól. Ennek a részleteibe most szintén nem megyek bele, mert az is hosszú lenne, de a Kellának a honlapján meg lehet találni. 4 hónapig kell dolgozni egyébként hozzá, hogy utána meg lehessen kapni akár visszamenőleg is a havi támogatást. És ja igen, hogy az egyetem mellett lehet dolgozni, tehát hogy lesz időd arra, hogy dolgozz, lesz időd arra, hogy sportolj, és nincsenek úgy leterhelve a hallgatók, hát mint itthon, nem szoktam annyira hasonlítani, de igen, tehát hogy nincsenek annyira nem vagyunk annyira leterhelve. A rugalmas egyedi tanterv az szerintem az egyik legfantasztikusabb dolog, amit így kitaláltak, mert ez azt jelenti, hogy a saját céljaidhoz igazítják, karrier céljaidhoz igazítják a tantervet, tehát hogyha te mondjuk specifikusan tudod, hogy te ezt szeretnél lenni, akkor segítenek kiválasztani az ott kurzusokat, hogy mit tanulj, esetleg akár másik egyetemről is online kurzusokat, tehát hogy nagyon alakítható az egész tanmenet. És a hallgatók mentorálása, ez nyilván ide tartozik, tehát hogy folyamatosan közösen építitek a tantervet. Igen, ehhez kapcsolódik, hogy egyetem után éppen ezért többféle karrierút is lehetséges, és ezt így nem hagyják rá a hallgatóra, hanem segítenek, tehát látják az oktatók, hogy melyik irány felel meg neked, vagy melyikben az erősséged, akkor arra felé terelgetnek. És ez a 30 éves korig ingyenes tanácsadások érhetőek el, ezt azért írtam ide, mert erről mindig úgy elfelejtek beszélni, de ilyen, tehát hogy Finnországban egy állami szervezet segíti a 30 év alattiakat a karrier tanácsadásban is. Tehát, hogyha már az egyetem után jössz rá, hogy hoppá, ezt meg kellett volna kérdeznem a mentoromtól, akkor lehet, hogy nem ő hozzájuk mész vissza, hanem megkeresed ezt a szervezetet. Erről majd további információt fogok küldeni az e-mailben egyébként, amit a regisztráltaknak megküldök. És plusz egy indok az a Covid biztonságos ország, tehát ez ritkán lakott ország, Finnország, nagyon sok a tó, nagyon sok az erdő, és kevés az ember, úgyhogy ez most így pont jól jön ebbe a vírusos időszakban, úgyhogy el lehet vonulni. Akkor a finn felsőoktatásról röviden bemutatnám nektek, mert a Lapland Egyetem is egy University of Applied Sciences típusú egyetem. Ha lefordítanám, akkor azt mondanám, hogy alkalmazott tudományok egyeteme, és éppen ezért tehát azt is jelenti, hogy az alkalmazott szóból is adódik, hogy roppant gyakorlatorientált, és tényleg a munkaerőpiaci igényeken van a hangsúly. Azért is ezt emelem most ki erről a diáról, mert több mint 150 angol nyelvű alapképzés van, tehát sokkal több az alapképzés ezeken a típusú egyetemeken, ugyanakkor a university-ken is egyre több. Itt mindegyik egyetemen és mindegyik képzésre mondhatni más a felvételi folyamat, mert mást kell tudnod ahhoz, hogyha te biológus akarsz lenni, meg más, hogyha matematikus, most csak mondtam 2 példát, tehát erről majd bővebben az adott képzés alatt fogsz tudni olvasni a studyinfo.fin. Az alapképzésekről annyit szeretnék elmondani, hogy mert erről már igazából meséltek az előadóink, hogy 3,5 évesek, de attól függően, hogy ki milyen gyorsan tanul, vagy milyen sokat tanul, lehet elvégezni hamarabb, vagy akár később is, tehát ez nincsen kőbe vésve. Én például egyébként 2 év alatt diplomáztam le, most nem felvágni akarok ezzel, csak mondtam, hogy ez is megoldható, hogyha szeretnétek gyorsan végezni, akkor lehet, de én már néha bánom, hogy nem maradtam kicsit tovább, de már nagyon vágytam a munkahelyre, úgyhogy igen. És most már valójában lehet, hogy átnéztétek ezt a táblázatot, de azért gyorsan elmondom, hogy szerintem ami a legnagyobb különbség a 2 oktatási rendszer között, az úgy a tanárok szerepe. Tehát nekem az, ami az elsőre nagyon szembetűnt, hogy tényleg nagyon barátságosak, nagyon közvetlenek a tanárok, és azóta is baráti viszony van velük, és ők mint mentor vannak jelen az órákon, nem pedig ez a tradicionális előadások vannak, sokkal inkább fordítva, tehát neked nem ülni kell ott az órán, hanem aktívan részt venni, közös csoportmunkák vannak végig, probléma alapú oktatáson, tehát kapsz egy feladatot, egy problémát, amit meg kell oldani, és azt végigvinni. Nyilván a nursingen, az ápolói képzésen ott is vannak problémák, amiket meg lehet oldani ugyanúgy a való életből, bejön valaki betegen, tehát hogy mindenre lehet alkalmazni ezt a probléma alapú oktatást. És valóban, tehát ez az aktív részvétel az azt is jelenti, hogy kötelező részt venni az órákon, de ez azt is jelenti, hogy nincs annyi házi feladat. Az nem igaz, hogy nincs házi feladat Finnországban, ez egy tévhit, de sokkal kevesebb van, mint bárhol máshol, és jut idő mindenféle hobbira, új dolgokra, nyelvet tanulni, élvezni az életet tulajdonképpen. Mi kell a jelentkezéshez? Kell hozzá egy érettségi, azt nem szokták nézni, hogy hányas az érettségid, inkább azt nézik, hogy angol nyelvre le van fordítva, tehát angol nyelven lefordítva kell leadni majd az érettségit, és azért ezt nem arra biztatok senkit, aki Finnországba készül, hogy ne tanuljon az érettségére, csak hogy nem kell annyit stresszelni, tehát hogyha 4-es, 3-as lesz, nem fogják nézni. És igen, tehát akkor nézik csak a jegyeket, hogyha pont egyenlőség van, és ennyi. Nyelvvizsga, hát ezt így mondom kérdőjellel, mert néhol kell, egy-két egyetemen láttam, hogy kell nyelvvizsga, az alapképzésre már mint, a mesterképzésre kötelező, de az alapképzésekre nem, mert nem várják el, hogy akadémiai nyelvtudásod legyen. Tehát 90%-ban nem szükséges a nyelvvizsga. Így meg lehet úszni az IELTS, TOEFL-nek a költségét és a sok stresszt, ami vele jár. Igen, a harmadik pont, ami kell a jelentkezés, ez az a motiváció, az pedig sok, mert hogyha valaki azon gondolkozik, hogy külföldön tanul tovább, akkor szerintem azt nagyon-nagyon kell akarnia, tehát nem úgy van, hogy hát lehet kimegyek, mert az költséges, mert rájössz kint, hogy mégse akarsz itt lenni, tehát hogyha azt érezni kell, hogyha te ki akarsz menni, én csak ezt mondom. Tehát ez kell a jelentkezéshez. Nyilván a felvételi folyamat az hosszabb, tehát lesz majd felvételi vizsga, és a többi, és a többi. Még egy ilyen diát hoztam ma nektek, hogy mennyibe is kerül a továbbtanulás, mert ez szerintem az első negatív gondolat, ami eszedbe jut Finnországról, hogy hát drága. Ez igaz, de szerintem annyival nem drágább, mint Magyarország, főleg nem, mint Budapest, és hogyha valaki itthon is kerül ennyibe a továbbtanulás, csak ezt akarom mondani, tehát főleg, hogyha nem kerülsz be az államilag finanszírozottra. Most nem olvasom fel ezt a listát, de havonta összesen olyan 550-től 750 euróig tart, vagyis annyibe kerül az élet kint. Ez sok mindenem múlik. Egyébként kint nincsen olyan, hogy dormitory, mi is ez, kollégium, hanem ilyen hallgatói lakások vannak, amit direkt az egyetemi városok építetnek meg, tehát ez egy ilyen szociális innovációja a Finnországnak, hogy mindenhol vannak ilyen nagyon frankó hallgatói lakások, ami kint a kolesz, tehát tényleg nagyon jó az életszínvonal, és szinte saját albérletben lakhatsz ilyen havonta 200-300 euróért, amiben minden benne van, egy szauna is. Szóval igen. Akkor igen, ennyit gondoltam mára, és még így az utolsó diámon elmondanám, hogy én miben tudok nektek segíteni, hogyha finnországi jelentkezésben gondolkodtok. Először is, ha csak gondolkodsz benne, és nem tudod merre tovább, akkor továbbtanulási tanácsadásokat nyújtok, kifejezetten Finnországra vonatkozóan, mert nagyon jól ismerem a finn felsőoktatást és a képzések tárát is. Tehát ebben tudok segíteni, hogyha pedig kiválasztottuk a képzést, amire jelentkezel, akkor teljes körű jelentkezési koordinációt nyújtok, ami tulajdonképpen mindent takar, ami a jelentkezés gondolatától a kiutazásig. Most azért mosolygok nagyon, mert eddig idén, vagyis akik idén januárban jelentkeztek velem, ezek közül mindenkit felvettek, és nekik most fogok majd május-júniusban tartani egy közös kis workshopot, ahol átbeszéljük, hogy akkor hogyan is lesz a kiköltözés, és így Covid alatt, hogy tudtak kimenni, és a többi, úgyhogy tényleg így fogom a kezüket, és nem engedem el, és remélem, hogy kapcsolatban is maradok velük, mert készítettem direkt erre a célra egy Facebook csoportot, ahol a Finnországban tanulok csoport, ahol mindenkivel itt tudunk kommunikálni, képeket megosztani, hogy ki hol van éppen. Igen, tehát ebbe akkor beletartozik a felvételi vizsga felkészítés, hogyha valaki plusz órát igényel erre, akkor azt is vállalom, de egy általános tanácsadást mindenkinek szoktam adni, aki igényli. Finn nyelvórákat is tartunk, azt nem csak én, sőt én inkább ezt az alap szinten vagyok erős, tehát én is jól beszélem a finn, de nem tökéletesen, úgyhogy erre is tudunk nyújtani szolgáltatást, és bármiféle konzultációt is vállalunk. Úgyhogy én ennyit szerettem volna nektek ma elmondani, és most látom is, hogy jöttek kérdések, úgyhogy ezt most angolul fogom felolvasni, mert angolul is van. Okay, I finished my part, thank you, and we actually have a question from Raymond. The first question I can answer myself. It is about if the live stream would be published after this webinar, and yes, of course, it will stay here on YouTube, so you can send it to your friends to watch it back. And the other question would be about for the machine learning students. Erson, are you here?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so you guys have a question from a Hungarian called Raymond, and his question is: did you have any programming knowledge before beginning with the studies, and would you recommend learning programming before the studies?
Yes, so we are actually not machine learning students. We're just here as exchange students. So I cannot say what experience you need for this program. Maybe Kenneth, when he's still there, he can answer that probably.
Yes, the program starts from the beginning. You do not need any prior programming skills. We'll teach you everything that you need to know about the programming and mathematical skills and all of that. So no prerequisites are in the programming or mathematical skills. And to my knowledge, all Hungarian students or applicants have excellent mathematical skills and good programming skills also. But don't worry, we'll teach you. You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. I think that was a very assuring answer to his question. If anyone else has more questions, please, this is the time. But okay, Raymond said thank you for the answers. Thank you. Great. Okay, so I think that then we can say goodbye to our viewers. And I would just like to say that I will be sending you all the presentations that were shown here today. So expect to receive an email from me with all the necessary information about these 2 degree programs and about studying in Finland. So many thanks for your participation to everyone. And please let us know if you have any more questions, either here on the chat or write me an email. And I will be happy to reply to anyone interested. Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. Maybe everyone can say goodbye with their cameras on, if that's not a problem. Great.
Goodbye.